The entry list for the 2025 season has been officially revealed, as the World Endurance Championship gets ready for another record-breaking year of competition. We now know each and every car that will compete full-time next year, and there is a lot to talk about, including some new additions to the grid and some entries that disappeared entirely. So this is a complete breakdown of the entire grid for the 2025 season of the World Endurance Championship. The WEC has confirmed a total of 36 cars racing full-time across the two classes of Hypercar and LMGT3. And once again, just like years before, more entries will join exclusively for the iconic 24 Hours of Le Mans race, which will see the return of the LMP2 class for that event exclusively. So first up is the flagship category of the WEC, the Hypercar class, which will see the LMH and LMDH cars entered battle for overall victory during each venue. 18 cars have confirmed to take part in the season, and 8 manufacturers are involved in the Hypercar competition this year, which includes that new Aston Martin Valkyrie from the British marque, which will debut in 2025. First up on the entry list is the factory Porsche 963s. Porsche Penske Motorsport will bring the number 5 and number 6 cars once again in 2025, with Michael Christensen and Julian Andlauer, along with Mathieu Jaminet for the bigger endurance rounds, confirmed as the drivers for the number 5 car, with reigning Drivers' World Champions Kevin Estre and Lawrence Vanthoor piloting the number 6 Porsche full-time, and they'll be joined by Matt Campbell for the bigger events like Le Mans. Moving on, and the most recent manufacturers champions, Toyota Gazoo Racing, will be back with both of their GR010s, with an unchanged lineup on both the number 7 and number 8 cars. Team principal Kamui Kobayashi joins Mike Conway and Nick DeVries in the number 7 car, while Sebastian Buemi, Ryo Hirakawa, and Brendan Hartley will share the number 8 Toyota. Ahead of their new partnership with Cadillac, Hertz Team Jota will start their new journey running 2 V-Series R entries with the numbers 12 and 38, just like when they were a Porsche customer team. The driver lineups for the cars are also quite exciting. The team's drivers will be Sebastian Bourdais, Alex Lynn, Earl Bamber, Will Stevens, Norman Nato, and finally Formula One World Champion Jenson Button. BMW returns next year, still in partnership with Belgian team WRT. BMW will bring the number 15 and number 20 M Hybrid V8s back to the World Endurance Championship and to the 24 Hours of Le Mans race next year. And while we don't know the full driver lineups just yet, we do know for a fact that Dries Vanthoor and René Rast will be returning to the team. Another manufacturer coming back is Alpine, who are bringing 2 of their A424s. The number 35 and the number 36 cars will return to the grid in 2025, with Paul-Louis Chatin and Charles Malesi confirmed as 2 drivers to pilot the French hypercars. The 2 factory Ferrari 499Ps will also return next year, with an unchanged driver lineup, as the Italian marque look to defend the Le Mans crown and claim victory number 12 at the Circuit de la Sarthe. The number 50 Ferrari will be piloted by Antonio Fiocco, Miguel Molina, and finally Nicholas Nielsen, while the number 51 car will be driven by Alessandro Pierguidi, James Collado, and Antonio Giovinazzi. The additional customer Ferrari from AF Corsa will also be back in 2025. The yellow number 83 car, which won Lone Star Le Mans in 2024, will see a slight driver change in its lineup, with Robert Kubica and Yi Yafei confirmed to continue, but joining them will be British racer Phil Hansen, who will replace the outgoing Robert Schwartzman as he moves to IndyCar with Prima. Moving on, and Peugeot Sport Total Energies enters their 4th year of competition in Hypercar, as they bring 2 of their updated 9X8s into the 2025 season, with the entries continuing to use the numbers of 93 and 94. Peugeot has so far confirmed the return of Formula E racers Jean-Eric Vergne and Stoffel van Dorn to its lineup, with Nico Müller already confirmed to not be returning to the French team in 2025. German team Proton Competition is also back with their Porsche 963, but this year they are the only squad running a customer Porsche in the WEC, following Jota's switch to Cadillac. Proton's Porsche, which is labeled as the number 99 car once again, is confirmed to be driven by Neil Johnny, but the other two racers are not confirmed as of yet, with Harry Tincknell already announcing his departure from the company. Speaking of the British racer, this is a great transition, as he will be switching to the heart of racing next year, as the highly anticipated two new Aston Martin Valkyrie LMH cars will be joining the grid racing full-time. Aston Martin has confirmed to run the numbers 007 and 009. The numbers are an iconic part of Aston Martin's racing history, with the 007 number of course being synonymous with James Bond, and the 009 number being the one used on the car that brought victory to the British brand at Le Mans in the GT1 class in 2007 and 2008. Alongside Harry Tincknell being confirmed as a driver in the 007 car, the Heart of Racing has also revealed Alex Riberas as one of the drivers in the 009 Valkyrie LMH. So the Hypercar class grid for 2025 definitely looks exciting, but there are a few cars missing from this entry list that I wanted to point out. One noticeable absence is that of the Lamborghini SC63, and while it's been rumored for quite some time, unfortunately this entry list does confirm that Lamborghini won't return to the WEC in 2025, as they focus their attention with the LMDH program strictly on IMSA, partly due to the new two-car mandate rule implemented for the coming year of the WEC. Now, a bit of a surprise to me honestly is that Proton Competition have only entered one Porsche into the entry list of Hypercar this year. It was heavily reported that the team would expand to run a second car, but maybe they will bring a second car later on in the year, just like they did when they first joined Hypercar, joining midway through the season in 2023. Van Wall is also missing from the entry list for the second year in a row, which is a little disappointing because they genuinely seemed interested in making a return to the World Endurance Championship, with all the major adjustments being made to their Van der Waals 680 Hypercar. All hope isn't lost yet though for the Austrian-based squad, as maybe they could join as a part-time entry later on, but time will tell on that subject. The entry list also confirms that Isotta Fraschini will not make a return to the World Endurance Championship or Le Mans in 2025, which is definitely disappointing considering that the Italian manufacturer only had 5 races with their Le Mans Hypercar in the WEC, and as the season progressed, Isotta Fraschini were definitely making progress. Unfortunately, they won't be on the grid in 2025, but hopefully we'll see them return in the near future. So that was a breakdown of half the entry list, depicting the Hypercar field, but let's move on to LMGT3 because there's a lot to talk about when it comes to this field of cars. And it's important to know that the class will be switching from the color orange to green next year, which means the return of the green number panels to the WEC for the first time since 2022. Just like in Hypercar, 18 entries will join for 2025, with 9 manufacturers confirmed to enter GT competition, and some of the cars competing will be switching numbers for this year as well. Right off the bat, there's a surprising new entry joining the grid next year, and that is the number 10 Aston Martin Vantage GT3 from Racing Spirit of Le Mans. The French team has chosen to make the step up to the LMGT3 class of the WEC, as they get ready to compete at the 24 Hours of Le Mans in 2025. This team mainly competes in the European Le Mans series, as they already have experience with a Vantage GT3, as they raced in the ELMS Championships GT3 class with an Aston Martin car. Racing Spirit of Le Mans have also confirmed 2 of their drivers, which include Derek de Boer and Valentinas Claw. The entry list also sees the return of Vista AF Corsa, thus bringing Ferrari back into the LMGT3 class with an unchanged lineup to both of their cars. One of the Ferraris will be using the number 54, with the second car switching from number 55 to using the number 21 next year. The number 21 Ferrari will be driven by Alessio Rivera, Simon Mann, and François Heriot, while the number 54 Ferrari will be piloted by Thomas Flor, Francesco Castellecci, and Davide Ragon. Moving on, and adjacent to their new hypercar effort, the Heart of Racing will return to the LMGT3 category, with the number 27 Aston Martin, with team principal Ian James confirmed as one of the drivers. Now, alongside AF Corsa, Team WRT are another organization to be switching numbers. The Belgian squad will return to LMGT3 with BMW, running two M4 GT3s badged as the number 31 and number 32 cars, while Augusto Farfus and Maxime Martin are confirmed as drivers. Meanwhile, TF Sport will bring both of their Corvettes for the 2025 season, with one using the number 33 and the other using the number 81, with Daniel Hunkadea and Charlie Eastwood confirmed as drivers in the cars. The number 33 is also a synonymous number with the Corvette branding, as the 33 car was the Corvette that dominated the 2023 season of GTE-AM and won class victory at Le Mans that year. Returning to LMGT3 next year will be the British constructor McLaren, as United Autosports will bring the number 59 and number 95 cars back into the championship. And once again, Greg Wasasi and Marino Sato are confirmed as drivers for the cars. New to the WEC for this upcoming season is Mercedes, who just confirmed to be making a return to the 24 Hours of Le Mans in 2025, and joining LMGT3 with the AMG GT3 for all 8 rounds next season. The Iron Lynx will run 2 cars badged as the number 60 and number 61, with Matteo Cressoni and Claudio Schiavone confirmed as 2 of the 6 drivers in the cars next year. Moving on, and Ford and Proton Competition will head into their second season with the Mustang GT3, with the number 77 and 88 cars coming back, and being piloted by Dennis Olsen and Benjamin Barker, with the other 4 racers unconfirmed as of this time. Lexus will also make a return to the WEC next year, as they embark on their second season in the series, with the Akotas ASP team bringing the number 78 and number 87 cars back. The full season driver lineups for the RCF GT3s have not been confirmed as of yet, but Jose Mario Lopez is confirmed to be piloting one of the cars, with IMSA GTD Pro champion Ben Barnico confirmed to be racing full-time in the number 78 Lexus. Finally, there is Porsche, who have made some team changes for 2025, which includes the return of the Iron Dames, who will partner Manthey Racing running the number 85 Porsche 911 GT3R, which will be piloted by Michelle Gadding, Rahul Frey, and Celia Martin. And one driver that is noticeably absent from this lineup is Belgian racer Sarah Bovy, who has actually been promoted to a silver-rated driver. Meanwhile, the second Porsche will be the number 92 Manthey First Form car, and this entry's drivers have already been confirmed, which includes a lineup of Ryan Hardwick, Richard Leitz, and Ricardo Pera. So there's the LMGT3 grid, but I do want to mention a few noticeable cars that aren't on the entry list this year. One of which are those Lamborghini Huracan GT3 Evo 2s. And just like in Hypercar, Lamborghini won't be racing in LMGT3 either, as the Italian manufacturer has decided to pull out of the WEC completely, at least for now. Another entry that isn't there this year is the 777 D-Station Aston Martin, and the reason why is because D-Station are going to be focusing the majority of their attention on their participation in Super GT. So that completes the breakdown of the entry list for the 2025 season of the World Endurance Championship. 18 cars are confirmed to race in Hypercar, alongside 18 more cars in LMGT3, for a combined total of 36 cars on the grid for this new exciting season. Out of all the entries that have confirmed to race, which one are you most excited to see out on track? Well, as always, let me know all your thoughts down in the comments below. If you like sports car endurance racing, this might be the channel for you. I'm making content on the WEC, IMSA, and so on every single week. In fact, there are some videos out on your screen all about these topics. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.